Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick'em plays for Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up for promo code DailyDog for 50% deposit match bonus. More on that later. Let's get right into the entries. We got a lot to cover today, so I want to get right into it. NBA, NHL, college hoops for tomorrow, tennis for today, lotto entries for today, so lots and lots to hit. Let's start out with NBA entry number one. We're going with Miles Turner, higher than 14.5 points against the Lakers. Miles Turner, his usage has been weird lately. He's been like, he comes on the floor a couple minutes, shoots a couple three-pointers, and then goes and sits, then does it again. It's like he's either hot from three or he's not. That being said, this matchup against the Lakers is one that I very much like for him. Again, Rui Hachimura could play in this game. Maybe it's an interior type defender who can make it difficult on him, but I don't think so. I think that Miles Turner is going to have the most open looks in this game. Maybe Pascal Siakam takes off, but again, only 7 points in Turner's last game. Previous to that, 22 points, 23 points. I think that higher than 14.5, very good number for Miles Turner at home against the Lakers. Then I'm going to pair that with Kevin Durant, higher than 25.5 points as the Celtics come to town. Against the spread, the Suns are still a risk. They're always a risk against a risk against the spread, but they've been playing much better lately. Kevin Durant scoring well, 38 points last game, 42 points the game previous, 26 points the game before that. He has been scoring in bunches. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game against the Celtics, so give me Kevin Durant higher than 25.5 points. That is a 3x multiplier. NBA entry number two, I guess I just finally got to get on the Quintin Grimes train against the Wizards. Quintin Grimes higher than 25.5 points. Just if you look at his recent scoring, 26 against Atlanta Hawks, 25 against the Spurs, 28 against OKC, 46 against Houston, 28 against Dallas, 29 against Toronto, 35 against Atlanta, 25 against Utah. So, it's just if he's getting into the deep 30s and points, he's going to get higher than 25.5 points. That is basically the long story short. I think this is going to be an open gym from the onset. So I really like Quintin Grimes' chances of getting something done here. Pairing that with Kawhi Leonard, higher than 22.5 points for the Clippers as they travel to take on the Knicks. He has been scoring quite well lately. He's been over this, I want to say 3 consecutive games or 3 out of 4 games. He has been scoring much more because he's been playing many more minutes than he did early in the season as he was kind of working back up to full strength. He's full strength now. So Kawhi Leonard, higher than 22.5 points. Last 4 games, last 5 games, last 6 games, 6 in a row, he has had 23 or more points. 25 against OKC, 23 against Memphis, 33 against Cleveland, 23 against Charlotte, 25 against Atlanta, 29 against New Orleans. I think in MSG, Kawhi is going to do just fine. So we're going to pair Kawhi Leonard higher than 22.5 points with Quintin Grimes higher than 25.5 points for a 3x multiplier. All right, at the top of the show, I said, if you're new to Underdog, sign up for promo code DailyDog, 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you get $1,000 in free play that you can use however you would like. You don't have to deposit $2K to get that 50%. You can do $10 and get 5 for free. You can do $20 and get 10 for free. Whatever your unit size is, whatever your bankroll is, use it accordingly. But you only have to roll over that bonus funds once, aka use it once and you don't lose it. So use it and you can withdraw it. And you're getting 50% more rounds in the chamber. That makes a big difference when you're making these Underdog pick entries every single day. All right, NHL entry number one. We're going with Jesper Bratt of the Devils as they take on the lowly Blackhawks, higher than 0.5 goals. I think there's going to be plenty of goals available for the good old-fashioned Devils here. I think Jesper Bratt is going to continue to stay hot in the absence of Hughes. And then I'm going to take Troy Terry of the Anaheim Ducks as they host the Boston Bruins, higher than 0.5 points. Just a great point getter for this team. The Bruins, man, falling on hard times. How crazy is it that the Ducks are home favorites here? But Troy Terry, 51 points on the year, 19 goals, 32 assists. Good chance to get a point at home against the Bruins. All right, next up, we are going to, I should give you the odds on that. Jesper Bratt, goal, and Troy Terry higher than 0.5 points, 4x multiplier. Nice multiplier there. That's 3-1 in betting terms. NHL number 2, Bo Horvat, higher than 0.5 points for those Islanders. Bo Horvat is on a point streak. I want to say it's 4 or 5 games right now. Let me double check that. He's on a 4-game point streak. 5 of his last 6 games, he's got a point. Obviously, the Canucks have been playing pretty well, but I think they can allow some goals here. So I think Horvat is going to contribute on the stat sheet. Then we're pairing that with Ryan Nugent Hopkins, higher than 2.5 shots on goal. Again, and you're getting an enhanced multiplier on this, which is kind of crazy because he's just been getting the puck on net without the big two, without Draisaitl, without McDavid. Last couple of games, 5 shots on goal, 3 shots on goal, 4 shots on goal. I just think that there's a good chance he gets this one. I think this is an underlooked pick, so you got to throw this one in the entry. And you're getting an enhanced multiplier on that. With Bo Horvat higher than half a point, it's a 3.01x multiplier. All right, college basketball entry from number 1. Our college basketball entry number 1 from Monday, it's still 2.92x. It was 3.18x when we locked it. Cliff Omoruyi higher than 7.5 points, or sorry, higher than 7.5 rebounds. Walter Clayton higher than 19.5 points. At 2.92x, I think it's still playable. College basketball entry number 2 from yesterday, Cooper Flagg higher than 19.5 points. It's now 20.5. And JT Toppin higher than 19.5 points. It was a 2.79x multiplier when we locked it in. Now it's a 3x, but you have to get an extra point out of Cooper Flagg. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it does. I'm happy to have 19.5 as opposed to 20.5. 2.79x, still pretty good. 20.5 is probably an okay entry if you didn't pull the trigger yesterday. All right. College basketball entry number 3, the one that's new for today. Julian Reese of Maryland, higher than 12.5 points. 3 consecutive games. He's been doing that. The senior leader for Maryland has been scoring points in March Madness, in the Big Ten tournament. I think Julian Reese higher than 12.5 points is a good look here in a game that I expect to be fairly high scoring against Maryland and Florida. And then on Duke, I'm taking Con Newpel lower than 15.5 points. He's not been scoring like that lately. For Duke, I think that, everything's going to go through Cooper Flagg. So this is a little bit of a piggyback off of the Flagg entry, but Con Newpel lower than 15.5 points. Julian Reese higher than 12.5 points is a 3x multiplier. Tennis entry number 1, you got to lock in Alexander Zverev higher than 22.5 games played against Arthur Fils. These guys have played 3-set matches in a row. I don't think that's changing in Miami. Fils is a guy who comes back often. Zverev is a guy who can come back with his serve. As long as these guys are keeping their first serves in, this thing's going to go long. We could go 2 sets and get over this thing very easily. But I do expect 3 sets, so higher than 22.5 games played. Novak Djokovic lower than 0.5 sets lost against Sebastian Korda. Korda gets a nice win against Monfils. Weird match, start-stop due to weather. I think Novak is going to crush him here. That's a 2.73x multiplier. Tennis entry number 2, Grigor Dimitrov lower than 23 games played against Francisco Cerundolo. I think he's going to run through Cerundolo. I think it's going to be a pretty quick, pretty straightforward match for my man, Big Grig. More on Big Grig on the lotto entries. That's a tease right there. And then Jess Pegula lower than 21.5 games against Emma Raducanu. Raducanu's been playing pretty well. I think the buck stops here. Jess Pegula, home U.S. soil, lower than 21.5 games played. She can, take some sets off, but I don't think she's going to against Raducanu. I think that she's going to rise up in this moment. Raducanu is going to crumble. So lower than 21.5 games played with Grigor Dimitrov, lower than 23 games played, 3x multiplier. Lotto entry number 1, as I said, Grigor Dimitrov. I think he's going to crush Cerundolo. Big Grig, lower than 0.5 sets lost, is a nice multiplier, and that's how we're starting out this entry. Then we're going to pair that with Kristaps Porzingis, higher than 0.5 double-doubles. Shout out to Alex in my DMs on Twitter for pointing this one out to me. Really good spot, especially without, Jason Tatum probably playing in this game. So give me Kristaps Porzingis higher than 0.5 double-doubles. 2 of his last 3 games, he's had double-doubles, and you're getting a really nice multiplier on this against the Suns in a game that I said I think is going to be high scoring, lots of shots going up. It's lots of minutes for Porzingis here. So Porzingis higher than 0.5 double-doubles. And then Matt Duchene of the Stars higher than 0.5 goals against the Edmonton Oilers. I think the Oilers are in a bad spot tonight. I really do. I know that they played well without the 2 big guys the other day, but the Kraken are not the Stars. Give me Matt Duchene higher than 0.5 goals. 34.21x multiplier, but I recommend flexing it. Really good return on this flex. 17.1x if it goes 3 out of 3. 3.8x if it goes 2 out of 3 on the flex. Definitely recommend that. Then Lotto entry number 2. Nico Hischier, higher than 0.5 assists for the Devils. Hopefully he gets that assist to Jesper Bratt, and those guys just knock 2 off the list for us at the exact same time. That would be beautiful. So Nico Hischier, higher than 0.5 assists. David Pasternak, the leader of Boston, higher than 0.5 goals. I know they're underdogs again on the road against the Ducks here. But again, I think that Pasternak is going to have every opportunity to score a goal here. So give me Pasternak higher than 0.5 goals. LeBron James, did McAfee show today. Give me LeBron higher than 0.5 double-doubles after, that big media spot on McAfee. Again, I think that this is going to be a kind of show up spot for the Lakers after a couple tough losses. LeBron's minutes should be fine here. I think that he's got a great chance of getting the double-double, whether that's rebounds or assists with his 10-plus points, because he always gets 10-plus points, as we all know, if you spend any time on gambling Twitter. And then the next one, James Harden higher than 0.5 double-doubles. I think he's going to have double-double here against the Knicks. I think he's going to get lots of assists to our guy Kawhi Leonard, and he's going to score 10-plus on his own, no problem, probably closer to like 19. So James Harden higher than 0.5 double-doubles, LeBron James higher than 0.5 double-doubles, David Pasternak goal, Nico Hischier assist, 19.04x, flex it, 11.43x if it goes 4 for 4, 2.57x if it goes 3 for 4. All right, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for listening, and let's make some money.